composing. Holy crap. Bye, buddy. See you in a couple weeks. My little one. Hey, buddy. We'll see you in a few weeks, okay? Okay. Let's hit the road. Today marks the start of my annual adventure chasing the colors of fall. This year's trip feels a bit familiar and a little bit different for many reasons, which made me quite nervous. But as the miles started to stretch behind me, I felt that old excitement slowly creeping in. There's something special about this annual spectacle that never gets old. The landscapes, the light, the colors, they may all seem the same, but each year brings its own unique beauty and challenges. So right now we are in southern central Utah, on my way to Colorado, where I go every year to chase fall colors. And I thought we could film a vlog kicking off the Chasing Fall series, but make this more like the pre-log or epilogue, whatever the right word is for that. Because first, I'm not sure if the area I want to stop at actually is ready. I've heard some mixed reports from some people. Historically, this time of year is where it's starting to turn. Last year, I came a couple weeks later than where I'm at now, and everything is already on the ground. So we may not hit any fall color, but I wanted to make a quick pit stop before I hit Colorado, mainly just to kind of break up the drive a little bit. And second off, I have a ton of new camera equipment that I want to test out, and I want to talk to you guys about why I chose this camera equipment if you're also fellow photographers and camera nerds. We're going to do a little bit of van camping, enjoy the great outdoors, and get this fall series started off with a bang. Can't wait to see what we create this year and the memories we make. I'm going to be on the road for work 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy, and this trip is all over the place. You guys will kind of figure out about that as we unfold. But also, I'm really excited because on the back half of this trip, my wife is going to be joining me. So I'm really looking forward to having her with me, because I had a hard time leaving today, to be honest with you. Saying goodbye to the dogs was a lot harder than it usually is, and this trip kind of snuck up on me. I knew it's coming. I've had it on the calendar for a while, but getting ready to go, it kind of snuck up on me. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop in Cedar here. I'm going to grab some food, some fuel, and we're going to head up to the hills and see what type of photography and camping situation we can find ourselves. Now I'm trying to eat good this trip. Had a moment of weakness, guys. I went shop when I was hungry. You don't do that. I am a sucker for some oatmeal cream pies. Okay. Oh. Let's get this thing on. Testing 1, 2. Oh, yep. You guys are on now. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what I'm hungry for, but I want to definitely grab some food. I have some dinner stuff that's not crazy. We're not going to do any elaborate dinner making tonight. I'm keeping things pretty light in the van over the next few days because I'll save that for a future video. So for right now, though, I'm going to head up to the mountains. I have some hope. I think I saw some aspens that were golden back on another hill a ways back. So I'm hoping I can get up here and find some golden aspens, or at least turning. Gonna grab some food though. I have a couple hours to kill, but get up there, maybe start shooting, talk to you guys about the new gear. And then tonight, either I'm gonna meal prep some breakfast tonight, or I'm gonna do that in the morning. I don't know yet. we'll see. Probably in the morning because there's some good football games on tonight, and I probably want to watch those rather than cook a bunch of food. So I'll say that for the morning. But yeah, we'll head up to the mountains here and see if we can get some photography done after I grab some food. I got my food. Gonna sit here and eat for a second, watch a football game or finish up a football game before heading up to the mountain. Gotta grab fuel still, but there's a gas station right over here that we'll fuel up at. Head on up, do some photography. Looks like there's quite a bit of clouds. Not quite a bit, but there's scattered clouds throughout, which is a good look usually when photographing some fall colors, in my opinion. So we'll get up there and see if they stay, and we'll see if there's even any fall color. As I climbed the mountain, my hopes began to slowly rise as it became clear to me that there was plenty of fall color to photograph. But would the particular area I wanted to shoot have this color, or was I too late? So unfortunately, it looks like I'm kind of missing some of the light, but this is the spot I definitely want to be at. There's this place over here that I've scouted that I will probably shoot in the morning just to get that backlit light. And there's definitely some shots here to be had, but may have missed out on some of the light. We will see. We got about 30 minutes till sunset, so we got a few minutes to kind of shoot this area, but it's good to be back out. Obviously you can see the colors are pretty good. So what I like about this area though, it's going to let me put a lot of my new toys to the test, and I think we have a good shot for sunset I can possibly work. But I'm going to shoot this small scene over here first, and I'll talk to you guys about some of my new camera equipment. Really stinky. So this is the Lumix S1R, and this is the camera body I took to Colorado with me last year. I rented it and fell in love with it. It's absolutely an incredible piece of kit, and I have quite a few reasons why I went with this. I also shot with the Fuji system before. I shot with the Fuji GFX 100S, the original. They have a Mark II out now. Now that's like a $15,000 system when you get all the lenses and you get the camera body and everything. And whereas this, I was able to get it at a lot more reasonable price because I bought it used. This is actually a 5-year-old camera body, almost 6 years. I think it came out in the beginning of 2019. So raises the question, why would I go with a lot older of a camera system? And I'll probably explain that to you guys throughout the video, but mainly this camera has a high megapixel shooting mode in it. So it allows it to stitch 8 images together, which allows you to create a really large image, which is great for printing really large prints, which is something I do. And once I started printing with this camera, I absolutely fell in love with the detail that it produced and rendered. I had to do 0 to no sharpening or anything like that in post. It just made it super simple. And the fact that it's in a full frame body, I don't have to deal with learning how to use a medium format camera body. One of the things I also love about this is I can adapt EF glass to this. Primarily I've been shooting with the Canon R5, which is what you guys are actually being filmed on right now, and I would still say this is my go-to wildlife and video camera. The RF mount that the Canon R5 has allows me to adapt EF glass to it. So by purchasing lenses, I can actually make them work for both camera bodies. Now, it's not ideal. I would prefer to have all RF glass, and I'd prefer to stay with the Leica L mount, but I don't have that much cash, guys. Like, that gets expensive. So I was able to get 3 lenses and this camera body, and it was really very inexpensive for me to do that. And now I can use lenses across both that camera and this camera, which will both enhance the vlogs and my video production as well as my photography. So it was an absolute no-brainer for me. But let me show you guys something here that will kind of help you understand maybe a little bit more of why I like this camera. Now, I don't really know if you guys can see this that well, but this is a panoramic crop overlay. So it's a 65 by 24 panoramic crop overlay, which is nice for this particular image I'm composing. I'm using this mid-range 24 to 70 I have, and I was using this 65 to 24 crop overlay. But the one I really like is this 2:1 crop overlay. I shoot a lot of 2:1s, and I might even actually do that here as well, because it looks actually pretty nice. Now, I do a lot of 2:1s for prints. So being able to have that 2:1 crop overlay was absolutely a game changer for me. Now, it's not really that big of a deal because I've obviously been doing 2:1 images with the R5 for quite some time now, but the reason that I like it on the camera is it actually helps me with composing. I don't have to guesstimate what composing. Holy crap. Okay, I guess guys are hunting out here because, good lord, that was close. Regardless, so by being able to look at a 2:1, it helps me in my composing aspect. Now, when I do the high resolution, it's going to shoot it in a 2x3. I shoot all raw, so I'm always going to get that 2x3 or 3x2. So it's not that big of a deal, but it just kind of helps me with the composing features of it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and shoot this, and we're losing the cloud, so I don't know how good it's going to be, but I want to shoot a shot right over here as well with another lens I have. And then we'll come up in the morning because there's quite a bit out here to be shooting. So my first fall photo of the year, this turned out all right. If I was about 20 minutes earlier, I could have gotten the leaves backlit by the sun, which always makes fall images look better in my opinion. With this shot in the bag, I turned to another composition that caught my eye to see what I could create. Again, this image wasn't perfect, but it did get my creative juices flowing. With the light dimming rapidly, I was able to shoot with a longer shutter speed, which gave a bit more texture to the rather bland sky. After I shot this image, I messed around in the area for a little bit longer just to see what I could come up with, but with no light, I decided it was best to just pack up and head back to the van for the night. Well, that was actually a pretty good first shoot with the new camera. I was going to make a fire and stuff, but there's still fire restrictions in this area. I also have a neighbor now right over there, so this isn't my final destination. Obviously, you guys know I go to Colorado every year. That is where our final destination is headed. Just kind of made a pit stop. I wanted to cut some time off, shoot this area, so yeah. And stuff I got, I think, is okay. We'll see. Obviously, you guys have seen the images. I haven't yet, except for on the back of the camera. So, nothing that was making me too excited. But nonetheless, it's still nice to get out and shoot. Nice. This is a nice way to kind of ease my way into a pretty intense next, I would say, 10 days or so. Quite a bit of traveling going on, so obviously driving to Colorado, but again, there's another thing I'm going to be doing in the middle of that is going to make things interesting. So what I'm going to do, though, football's playing, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of chill for the rest of the night, watch some football, and hit it in the morning. I don't think I'm going to hit it early in the morning. Wait for the sun maybe to come up a little bit, go back in that area, shoot those backlit aspens, and yeah. It is hard. Already I'm a little homesick. And I don't usually get that way day one in, but again, like I said, this trip kind of snuck up on me, so missing my dogs right now. I wish I could have traveled with them, but I can't. Couldn't on this one. So, which you guys will find out about later. But yeah, I kind of showed you guys my new camera gear. It's a little hot in here, so I'm going to get the some airflow going. And yeah, get some rest. So this scene is simple, yet a little bit complicated. And I don't know if I'm just overthinking it because it is so simple. So I've actually gone for that panoramic crop overlay, kind of frame it that way. I think that looks nice. It kind of simplifies everything, gets you the lava rock. I just can't get anything good low. It's just really busy without getting, not being able to get everything in here. And I'm gonna talk while shooting because the light just kicked off. So, and I might end up just liking the 3x2 because there's a lot of texture in the clouds. I don't know until I see it on the computer, obviously, but pretty morning. We have quite a bit of shooting we can do working our way back to the van too this morning, but I do have to get on the road at some point, and I'm probably like super overexposed, but I left my ND in the van. So I'm also playing with the idea of shooting with the sun, so I might do that too. That might look really nice. Oh yeah, that looks really good actually. Shooting straight into the sun, and I can create a sun star. And that would fill up some of that missing frame. But I might need to move that way a hair, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, it's crazy what a little bit of light can do. And I actually opted to stick with the 2x3 on this image because I love the layers created by the rocks in the foreground, the trees in the midground, and the cloud texture in the background. And here's that Sunstar version of the image, which I also kept as a 2x3. Shooting directly into the sun definitely added a bit more contrast and punch, but I'm curious to hear which one of these images is your favorite.